any great designer like Vignelli's and guys like that, they're not using these trends.
I know, right? I mean, you know, Vignelli was like, I wonder what is going to be the next year's trend.
Hey, it's a bubble font.
Yeah,
I'm not going to use that.
I'm going to add another font to my collection. And now I go from 7 to 8 because I like the bubble font. Okay.
Bubble font is real hip today.
I can say that accent because I'm Italian and I'm okay with that.
I'm a faker and I feel bad. Massimo, I'm sorry, buddy.
I hear that accent on a daily basis.
You're listening to The Angry Designer, where we cut through the industry bull to help frustrated graphic designers survive and thrive.
Cheers,
Hey, cheers. How you doing? It's been a long time.
How you doing? Huh? Today we are drinking not 10-year-old, but 12-year-old Jura. I like Jura. Is it good? Is it good?
Oh my God.
Smells delish.
Yes. That's heavenly, man.
See, I really like
that's
this
really
stuff,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Like this Jura, it's not. So again, we used to have the 10 and I really enjoyed that. This is, it's pretty cool. Look at that beautiful color. Look at that label. Wow. Simple, bold. I like that font. Looks a little custom. Just a tad.
Just a titch.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just, but nothing beats this flavor.
No, it's really good.
Like it, right?
Yes.
And it's like such a nice, it's at a nice price point, you know, it just.
Is it good? Is it like a relatively cheaper?
Oh my God. Yeah. This is on par with some of the bourbons that we buy.
Really?
I know. Right.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, you know, bourbon, because I didn't see much there this week. You know, something's wrong when you walk in there and you're like, tried it. Damn, nothing left.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. When you've tapped the fucking lick bowl because I bought everything. You cleaned us out, son.
So this is something nice, and it's got a nice classic flavor, right?
Yes.
Like this is something that's tried, tested, and true. This isn't Vex vodka seltzer or like, you know, Mike's apple killer cider or whatever the flavor is for this summer. This is good, traditional tasting scotch.
Yes.
Right?
For real humans.
For real.
Yes.
But did you see what I just did there?
What'd you do?
I just talked about like all these fun brands that just pop up every summer and they're like disappeared by the. You see that?
The trendy stuff.
The trendy shit, right? Yeah, right. So it's like, you know, they're here today, they're gone tomorrow,
That's
right?
clever.
Yeah. That happens a lot at the LCBO,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So you start liking something that's
Summer
trendy,
stock.
and next thing you know, gone.
It's gone.
You
Yep.
never see it again. Jeez,
really sucks.
there's a whole bunch of other things that are like that, aren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't know, right? Like this time of year, we always see logo trends for 2020.
I know you love that.
Oh my God, that one kills me. I just don't understand who the hell writes this shit. And honestly, I'm reading these articles. I must have gone through like, 10, 15 logo design posts, a YouTube video that was all, the YouTube ones are great because they're all fucking AI generated with a fake voice. And it's just like, dude, oh my God. They're horrible. Horrible.
Telling bad things like
bad trends,
Yes.
and there must have been, and the funny thing is, it's like, I don't know where they get this information from because no two trends were alike.
Yes.
And that's what was driving me nuts. It's just like, where are you getting these trends from? Like, that's making you think that this is going to be on trendy next year, right? So it was, I figure it was about time for us to rant on something because, again, this is a topic that always drives me nuts.
Yes.
Right? Especially because I don't even know where half this shit's coming from. So this is I went through and I went through probably about 10, 15 different sites. I went through maybe 100 different ones, right? And I'm doing something a little different this year.
Oh, okay. Oh, good.
Okay. So we're going to talk about logo trends.
Yes.
And then we're going to talk about graphic design trends.
Which I think, if memory serves, you're not as dead set against the graphic design trends.
And we'll talk about that, right? We'll talk about,
and rightly so.
Yeah, when is a good time to use a trend, not, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about, the cons of trends, of course, right? But I do think that this is like, but then we're going to have a fun little twist when we actually get to that part, okay? The thing that pisses me off about trends so much, right, is it has so much negative impact on the industry and on designers. It's more so when people talk about logo trends or brand trends.
Right.
Okay. Because again, just like the good Scotch, okay, when you start building logo, when you start building, a brand over time, right, you need to look longevity. You need to start thinking things in the future.
Yeah.
So it drives me nuts when people start putting these things out there.
Yes.
And there's a huge like psychological or mental impact on designers.
Yes.
That's what pisses me off, because this is something that affects designers in a negative way. It doesn't help us.
Right.
Right? Because again, okay, so let's figure this out, okay? Pressure for trendiness.
Right.
Okay. So now it's like, you're developing a style, you've got customers, all of a sudden you see these trends and you're like, holy shit, I gotta do this.
My customer wants this.
How do I try to shoehorn this trend, for this? And then you're trying to, you're forced to, against good judgment, to try to actually push this kind of shit to, to your customers, right?
Yeah.
And then keeping up with this can lead to stress. It leads to burnout. There's so much, so, and again, let's not forget the unrealistic expectations that, everything that we see on social and how fast these are changing, then we have to keep up with that, right?
Exactly.
Like it really does have a negative impact on designers, right?
Yeah, that can mess with your head a little bit because you wanna do this.
Yeah.
You think this is relevant.
You think it's
somebody out there said, hey, this is the new trend.
I'm seeing it out there, right?
Yes.
We have and we're like, okay, shit. But wait, I'm still catching up from last year's fucking trends.
Yes.
Right?
This AI voice told me that this trend is good.
And then there's this whole FOMO, right? This whole fear of missing out thing, right? Because you start getting anxious because you're like, you're worried that if you're not keeping up with the trends, you're missing out and you're not current anymore, right?
Yes.
And again, negative impact on a designer, okay, which I don't like. You've got this whole battle of creativity versus conformity, okay? So we go to school or we learn online good design principles. You start developing good design judgment. All of a sudden you have all these like, no, this is what's hot for next year. You've got to do this. It goes against what to be, truth, pure, real design. Yes, right? What you've learned, and regardless if it's from school or if it's from other designers or friends. Right. So it's like there's this battle. Like, do you conform or do you, continue to pursue this, whole, good design through design principles, through experience, right? Because let's face it, most of these trends are not anywhere near the whole design. They don't follow design principles at all, right?
Because they're too new to have been taught in any any kind of higher, any great designer like Vignelli's and guys like that. They're not using these trends.
I know, right? I mean,
Vignelli
was like, I wonder what is going to be the next year's trend.
Hey, it's a bubble font. I'm not going to use that.
I'm going to add another font to my collection, and now I go from 7 to 8 because I like the bubble font. Okay,
bubble font is real hip today.
And last but not least, I can say that accent because I'm Italian, and I'm okay with that.
I'm a faker, and I feel bad. Massimo, I'm sorry, buddy.
I hear that accent on a daily basis. And then last but not least, again, these trends just overall have and I think I said it before, they have an impact on our mental well-being.
Right.
Okay.
Never noticed that aspect of it, but you're right.
Because it's true, right?
Yeah.
You're getting all these messages, people online, oh, this is the hot new trends for next year, and follow it or be left behind, right? And again, we have enough to deal with.
Yes.
Not, constantly be learning to say that, you have to keep up, otherwise you're going to be left behind, right?
Yeah.
Shit, man, there's so much that we have to keep up.
That's the thing. The fundamentals alone are enough to crowd out some CPU in the old brain.
Let alone the tech advancements, let alone all the legislation that's changing and this and that. Dude, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
So, I mean, ways to combat this, okay, is obviously first and foremost, develop a core style.
Yes.
Okay, that you follow, right? And make sure that core style is based on design principles, something that's not going to be trendy, right? It's not saying that you can't entertain trends, but make sure you develop your own core style, based on good design fundamentals, design principles, right? And stay true to that, right? And then you can kind of pepper that into there. This way you can, selectively choose trends and elements of trends to jump in on, right? You don't have to actually follow them, okay?
Right.
And then this whole embrace, learning, not following. Okay, so that's huge. Okay, because what happens is when you see these trends, you're just following. You're following a trend. You're chasing a new style, something that's hip, that's hot, but you're not learning. Okay, so embrace an attitude of learning, because then once you start learning, you're thinking for yourself. You become a critical, thinker. Right? Jumping on trends isn't mandatory. It's selective.
Yes.
Right? And that's what you want to get to, right?
Yeah.
You need to be able to critically think for yourself.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Be aware of it.
Be aware of it. Understand it, right? But still learn from your own your own experiences.
Yes.
From your own, rights versus wrongs.
Yes. Back in the 90s, I flirted with corduroy pants. Do you know what I mean? Which was a retro thing at the time in the 90s. Now I realize that probably wasn't such a good idea. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes I hate to say this, but you might have to kind of go down this road. Explore it a little bit, but be wary of it. Like, don't throw it into everything.
Exactly, right?
Do you know what I mean?
That's what people need to realize, right? And again, this is where the learning comes from, right? Not following.
Yes.
And then last, I think you need to have this mindful acceptance. Okay. And what I mean by that is you have to realize it's impossible to keep up with the trends.
Yes.
And that's okay. Those trends shouldn't define you as a designer.
Yes.
So it's okay to let that shit go by. Man, I have seen these trends now for the past 10, 20 years.
Some of them seen a couple of times coming back.
Right.
Too.
Never mind. Some of them just never left. Apparently they just every year it's still a new trend. But the reality is it's just like, you know what? I see them. I have no need for them.
Yeah.
Obviously it hasn't suffered in our career. It hasn't suffered in our agency. Yeah. So, let them pass, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Good design will always prevail.
Yes, right.
Always, absolutely.
Yep.
So we've mentioned this before, and again, before we get to the list of the all exciting, what you've all been waiting for, logo trends and design trends. Okay, when it's okay to use a trending design.
Okay,
and this is I think I've talked about this before, and I'll always say I'm not anti. Design trends, right? No. Everything has a time and place.
Yes.
Okay. Like, for example, it's okay to use a trend, when I call disposable design.
Right.
And what I mean by that is when you're designing something that has a short, lifespan.
You're not talking logos.
Shelf life. No, God, no.
Okay,
right.
Good.
But I mean, when it's okay to follow a trend, right? If it's a disposable design, if it's something that's here today, gone tomorrow, you know what? Actually, it could be a logo mark for an event that somebody has once. Right? Don't create something if it's going to be an annual event that they're going to have. I wouldn't be following trends for that. But if it's like, hey, we're going to be throwing a crazy event in the next, 3 weeks, a month. Now, can you create me something? Sure. Jump on that because it's disposable. It's trendy, right? It's a campaign. It's a promotion. It's one-off. That's all right. Yes. Right? You know that it'll have a lifespan, probably as long as that trend will.
Yes.
Right? And that's okay. Okay. Digital and interactive elements. Okay. So again, huge. Right. And again, these are also, almost disposable. Like they're here today, gone tomorrow. Yeah. So find out what's trending, and make it eye catching because that that digital piece you're creating might only have a lifespan of, 4 to 6 weeks, if that. Right.
Yeah.
Seasonal updates like holidays, Christmas, Black Friday, shit, that's an event.
Yeah.
It's just an event, right?
Right.
Jump on the latest trend, make it look, hot, exciting, splashy, right? Because again, goes back to that whole idea. It's here today, gone tomorrow. Right? Yep. And then last but not least, it's okay to jump on trends if it's for a personal project. Okay. Because in a personal project, what that does, or you want to experiment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or find out how to do something.
Because then that's a fun portfolio piece. It can be. It could be something fun to splash out on social, right? It teaches you something new. Keeps you fresh. Okay. I'm not saying that like this whole learning, explore and learn is extremely important because I believe that, really good designers should be able to embrace several different styles.
This is true.
Right. And so on your own personal pieces, I think it's great to jump and try something fun and crazy and trendy.
Totally. Yeah.
I would never sell it to a customer.
Yeah. Oh God, no.
But for your own stuff, shit, sky's the limit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm not against trends on a whole.
Right.
It just, I feel like some designers I've met in the past They're just trend designers. They just do what's trendy.
Yeah.
You know, there's they have no style to them. It's like almost like they might as well be farming it all out because they're not developing a look, you know, a reputation, a brand for themselves.
Yeah, and that gives you a very short shelf life. Or, depending on how you look at it, a very long shelf life if you keep jumping from, say, lily pad to lily pad with trends, right? But again, back to your mental health issues.
Yeah, how fun would that be?
That would not be a good life to live. Like, who's going to sustain that career for 30 years?
Exactly.
With 30 different trends?
So, you know, think of it this way, right?
Yeah.
We're a niche agency.
Yes.
And I'm fucking proud of it.
Yeah, and that's great.
And we are constantly learning about our industry. We're learning about our space. Imagine if not only are we constantly keeping up with all the advancements in our industry, which is to our advancement. So when we walk into a place and we start talking marketing, we start talking about branding, ideas for their campaign, for their businesses, people actually listen.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a benefit to us, right? Imagine also trying to then take everything we're doing there, learning that, and then also keeping up with trends.
With the trends on top of that?
Dude, that would kill me.
Exactly.
Right?
It's the equivalent of you sitting in a meeting and going, squirrel! You know what I mean? Like, you show them right off the bat that you're not focused.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely,
what I mean? It's like,
right?
Yeah, I'm just going to go jump on the latest trends and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not going to retain any customers or any clients like that. Just entertaining the trends. Come on.
All right. So,
yes,
the moment everybody's
this
been waiting
is the one.
for.
Okay. Yeah,
so,
Nice Moss is going to take a break right now.
Scoured. Okay, the internet. We have gone through probably, you wouldn't know it, but there's probably about 287 different trends next year in 2024 for logos and graphic design. Apparently.
Yes, exactly.
So we've just taken down a couple lists of some of the items that I've seen, and I want to make everybody aware.
Yes.
And then we're going to have a fun twist on it.
Yeah.
We're going to either say that they are trash.
Yes.
Or they're timeless.
Yes.
All right. So which is it? Okay. That's what we're here to discuss today.
Right.
Okay. So these are the trends. Is it trash or is it timeless?
Or is it timeless?
All right.
Timeless or trash?
So number one. In case everybody didn't know, okay, a hot trend for 2024 for logos, simplicity and minimalism. What? Well, across the board, everybody agreed that next year, logos are going to embrace simplicity and minimalism.
I am shocked.
Clean lines, uncluttered designs, and a focus on only the essential elements. So again,
wow, how deep.
Mind fucking blowing. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, that was shocking. Man.
Yeah. So unfortunately, as stupid as that sounds, so unfortunately, in my opinion, timeless.
That is timeless as well.
All right. Okay.
I agree. Agreed.
All right. Number two. And this one I was kind of like, okay, we kind of called that. But apparently for logo design, okay, in 2024, there's going to be a push for the dynamic logo.
The dynamic logo.
Wow. Also known as the adaptive logo, responsive logo.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, we had a podcast on this very, very topic.
Trendsetters.
Wow. We're Zoltar. Next time you go to an amusement park, you know, on Coney Island or on the shores of Jersey, you'll see me in the booth just smiling.
Simplicity is going to be big for you.
I'll be asking for more than just a quarter, though. Okay,
that's right. That's right. That's going to be $30 per hour.
So again, and it only makes sense, of course, this you know the push in dynamic logos for next year because everything. I think people are starting to realize that you know you're not doing your brand a service if you know you're not exactly
one-dimensional. Yeah.
If you're not conforming to the size, if you're not helping your logo, you know, look its best or help your brand look its best in the right size.
Yes.
So dynamic logos, I don't think this is a trend. I think this is something that's here to stay and it's something that we need to embrace moving forward because of the digital world we live in.
Right. Exactly.
So in my opinion, this is not a trend.
Nope.
This is timeless.
This is timeless.
Okay. Number three.
Okay.
Bright, bold colors, gradients, and color transitions.
Timeless.
Well, you know.
I can't even say that with a straight face, man. gradients. What?
You're seeing this shit everywhere right now. You're seeing, all the colors getting more bold, more vibrant right now. For a little while, everything looked really kind of pastel-y, pasty, sandy.
Yep.
Like we really love those earth tones. But I mean, right now, everything seems to really be like a kick in the teeth. Bright colors, things are bold. The gradients are fucking driving me nuts.
Gradients
everywhere.
are crazy. Yes,
they've gone crazy. They're everywhere. It's like an art style all on its own. I'm seeing contemporary art with gradients in it. I'm just like, oh God, seriously? In logos, I mean, it's always kind of been in logos, but across the board, like when I'm starting to see these multi-vibrant color logos, which we've dealt with, they are a real pain in the ass to deal with when you have to switch to print.
When you have to go to print. Yeah, exactly.
So, and I think that once enough people start seeing that and experiencing that, maybe not loving this whole idea so much. So, trash or trend?
Trash.
Sean? Yeah, I think
Absolutely
this one's a trash. This is not so timeless, is it?
No. No, it's not.
Okay, here's one. Apparently, what's coming, for 2024 in logo design is geometric shapes. I think that was on our 2023 list. I think somebody saw our 2023 list. Apparently, using geometric shapes in logos next year is a thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Good for them. Yeah. Good for them. I don't even know what the hell to even say about that one, because that was just kind of like, and that was on more than one list. And the logos they were showing were logos from like mid-century, which I think we've been talking about for years.
Yes.
You got people like Alan Peters, whose look
is all that. Yes.
Is based on this.
Yes.
I don't know if they caught that one on too well.
Yes, but that's a trend?
Yeah, apparently it's a trend, but personally, I think that one's timeless.
Yeah, totally.
I can't ever see somebody saying, "Oh, is that a geometric shape in my logo?" Yeah. That's very 2024.
I don't think it's.
I think we need to be safe.
Yeah,
this logo.
We're talking like the CBC. Those are geometric shapes.
Yes. And look at the CBC logo.
Yeah,
still going.
Kicking. Yeah. Okay. So I don't understand that.
Don't understand that, but apparently really somebody knows something we don't. So in my opinion, that's not a trend. That's timeless.
That is timeless. Yeah.
All right. I love this one. Intentionally imperfect. Oh. Now, let me explain this to you, Sean. See,
I like this.
Since we're living in a digital age, okay, everything is straight, aligned,
Everybody's got their grids out.
Everybody's got grids out. Yep. Logos are looking the same. And everybody's saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. It's too digital. It doesn't feel authentic. Right. So let's make it imperfect. That'll make it authentic. But just by intentionally trying to be imperfect, isn't that kind of go against being authentic? I mean, it doesn't feel that in itself, that act in itself. If they want the logo to be intentionally imperfect, they should be drawing it with the hands.
Yeah, that's true.
Not putting it in a computer and then rounding out some of the edges.
Good point.
Right? That, like you said, you called it. That in itself is disingenuous.
Yes, it's you're saying one thing and doing something completely different.
Absolutely. So that, in my opinion, is trash.
That's trash.
That's a trend.
I agree.
This one's coming up for next year. Custom typography. All right. So custom, bold, expressive letters that you've specifically designed uniquely for a customer. And you're seeing more and more brands jumping on creating their own custom type.
Interesting.
Okay. So I very much appreciate this. Companies like Lincoln, I mean,
I was just going to say, they've got some great fonts that they've created.
And again, they've created years ago. Aaron Traplin, right? He created his font years ago. Yeah. Okay. So again, some people are either they were just ahead of their curve or as part of their brand. But what I was reading is that a lot more companies are embracing this custom font, and creating things on their own. I don't know if that's a trend or if that's a coming of age, because I think it's just more accessible for companies to do right now. There's something cool about a brand wanting that. And as brands develop and are looking for ways to be a little bit more unique, I can see, Pepsi created their own typeface. Yeah. Right?
Totally.
Which now, for the record, oddly, I told you I was probably going to like it. Oh, damn you, Pepsi.
That weird P. I don't know.
Yeah, right. So, this one I was on the fence on.
Yes.
About custom typography, creating your own typeface for logo, which then in turn would be for a brand.
Yeah. I think to me, that's kind of timeless, because you've created something that's yours and yours alone. If it's executed properly,
Yeah.
It
I
could
agree.
last forever.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a trend.
Yeah.
I think this is something of interest. It's becoming more of interest.
Yeah.
You know, this whole idea about it's trending for 2024. I think it's trending in general and more companies will embrace this.
Right.
But I don't think that this is a 2024 exclusive thing.
No, I think you're
Yeah.
right. I think this has probably been happening a lot, and
Yeah.
people are just like waking up to it now.
Yeah, absolutely, right? And again, we're there for it. So I think it's pretty damn cool. So that one, I'm saying is timeless as well.
Timeless, yep.
Okay. Number 7, ready? This one's big
Okay.
for 2024.
Okay. All right.
Creating negative space images within logos.
What?
Mind blown.
You could do that?
Dude, this is a thing. Now let me explain this to you.
guy that
When
created
you're
FedEx
creating
is like-
shapes, I know that's right.
Hello?
Hello. And I mean, Alan Peters,
Alan
like, guys,
Peters.
have you seen my shit?
Yes, exactly.
I can't believe that this made it on someone's list. Like,
That
it's
is
just kind
so-
of. I know. And this is what kind of shakes my head because, again, I do not think that this is trending in any way. I don't think it's a trend for 2024.
No. This is every designer's goal.
Goal.
Is to create a logo with negative space.
is so
You're
true.
not doing it right if you're not trying to do that. You
Yeah,
know?
right.
Jeez.
So
Louise.
now, whether or not you're going to see more of it or not, I think depends on the quality of designers out there because
Interesting.
it's not an easy thing to do.
It's not. You look at Alan Peters, that guy does it. He's got a handful of things that are really, really good.
Absolutely.
And that guy does fucking all kinds, was like hundreds and hundreds of doodles and sketches, right?
Right. Absolutely.
If he can only bang out a couple, then you know it's not easy. And he does it very, very well.
A very good job. That
Very
guy
good
finds,
job.
He finds like so much
Yes.
negative space images inside. Again,
The North Star logo with the
dude,
5
so
stars
beautiful,
around,
right?
carving out that end.
Yeah, I know, right? Right? How does he do it, Alan? How do you do it?
How do you do it, bud? God, you're good.
So, needless to say, timeless
Yeah.
or trashy.
Negative space?
No, I feel stupid even asking. Sean, do you see this a trend for 2024 or is this timeless?
I want to be that guy that's just trashy and everybody fucking throws something at me. No, that is totally timeless.
Right?
That is the goal. That is everybody's
That is the
goal.
goal. That is the goal. Jeez. Okay, here's one. What's hot for 2024 for logo design? Brush strokes. A little part of me cringed when I had to say that one because I mean,
Come on. You just threw that in there as a plan.
No. I found
Is
that
that
on
real?
3 different strikes. Yeah. Now, I think what's happening is, with, Illustrator, Photoshop plugins, there's probably bigger plugin libraries that you can go and buy. And we met some of these people over at, our conference Into the Woods,
That's
right?
true. And again, Lincoln has a great kind of scripty,
right? So
brushy font.
So I think what's happening is now that the quality of these brush strokes are, like these plugins are enhancing this so it doesn't look as shitty as the stuff that we're used to.
We're used to.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
So apparently now people are using brush strokes, paint strokes, ink strokes in logo designs for 2024.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. That was my thought exactly.
Wow.
For a logo.
Yeah. It just doesn't seem. I don't see that working. But God bless if you can. Is there a third category we could?
No. I think unfortunately this is a trash. This is in my opinion. It's something hot and new.
I was just gonna say yes. You're right.
We have
By the
plugins.
definition,
We have this.
Yes.
We have that. So now we're going to incorporate it. Trash to me.
Exactly. By the very definition, you're using something new and hip to create something new and hip.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, yeah, that's trashy.
All right.
Trashy.
Okay, so here's one. Ready? So this one I found really difficult, okay? And I don't even know if I can describe this right, but a big trend apparently for 2024 is something called the hybrid logo. A hybrid logo, which it combines designed elements, different fonts, bold color combinations, subtle effects, layered imagery, vectors, images. It sounds like a whole clusterfuck of everything, in my opinion.
Are you talking about a brochure?
What that client provides you. Here,
Sounds
I
like-
just did this in Word for you.
This
Can
is
you just mock
you
it
just
up?
described the brand guideline here.
This is what they're actually calling a hybrid logo, where it incorporates all these different styles that are kind of mashed together, and it almost sounds like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not that cool.
It's not that cool.
And the shit that I saw, I was like, you really want that to represent your company?
Wow.
Yes, unfortunately. So this apparently is something that's coming through. I saw a couple examples. I cringed at every one of them. But hey, I didn't do it. And I wasn't the company who hired to do it. So
God bless.
with that awesome explanation of what I just gave you, what do you think?
I think bin that. Put it right in the garbage.
Really? Because I
Yeah.
think that has legs to stand on. I can see Amazon doing this in the future. We're A to Z, right? We've got it all. So throw it all in the
Why not a
logo.
logo?
Sounds like a customer's request.
Exactly.
Add a
It
picture of a
should-
duck and then put a paint splash and use some brush strokes in there.
It should be busier.
Yeah, that one's trash. Okay, that one's trash.
Totally. That's awful.
Okay, I love this one. I love this
Oh,
one.
okay.
Big trend for 2024. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Using all lowercase in a word mark. Wow, new for 2024 and 2023 and 2022 and 2021. Does anybody want to let Jeff Bezos know that he was ahead
he
of the
was
curve
way
by
ahead of
like
the
20
curve.
years? Shit, even our logos, in fact, is all
Yes,
lowercase.
is all
right?
lowercase.
But apparently now it's okay to break the rules, to break, the English language and, go all lowercase. So good on you guys.
Yeah, way to go. Way to discover. Dig deep, everybody.
Holy shit, I've been seeing this for years.
Yes.
So I don't
Oh, yeah,
even know
totally.
how I saw this. So unfortunately,
Yeah, throw that in the
I don't
trash.
even want to say, don't be stupid
Yeah.
and say that's a trend.
Exactly.
If you can
That
make
is-
that work, rock it.
Exactly. Like
Oh.
that's like your second, third go-to when you're doing a logo, right? How does it all look in lowercase?
Yep, exactly.
Jeez.
And
Okay.
the biggest upcoming trend for 2024.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yep.
Is retro revival. Just like it was for 2023, 2022. Ever since the hipster movement, I think
1991,
retro.
1990, 1989.
But seriously, everybody's going on about pushing boundaries with retro elements and pulling from the 90s and pulling from the 80s and pulling from the 70s. I think maybe where they were going with this is that generally, I think the retro logos that we see follow decades.
Right.
And maybe they're saying, hey, anything goes at this point, right? Anything except what's current. So, I mean, again, I think going to history
Yeah.
is what we always recommend, moving forward. So I don't even see how this can be trendy, right? The hipster logos, even though they were retro like 10 years ago when
Yeah.
people started making them,
Yeah.
they still look good for
Yeah.
the coffee shops that have them.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people keep saying and keep trying to say that this is a trend.
Yeah.
This is just design.
This is just design.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So these are all, so to me, timeless.
Yes, totally.
Right?
Absolutely.
Pull from history,
Yep.
bring forward,
You
right?
have to start back there.
These were all from like all the sites that I've pulled out, okay? And it's ridiculous because and this was all for logo design, which is ridiculous because
Yeah.
in my opinion, other than the few that we pulled out, I can't say that any of these are really, like earth-shattering, breaking, whatever.
Negative space, like come on.
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ.
So, and
Yeah.
and again, other than what was timeless, keep doing forever.
Totally.
But the few that we kind of laughed at,
Yeah.
okay, recognize that's probably here today, gone tomorrow.
Yes, exactly.
But here's an interesting list, though. So now, we're going to get into what we look at 2024 graphic design trends.
Ooh, okay. Nice.
So this list is a little different. These are more graphic design trends, and graphic design trends on a whole aren't necessarily logo or brand related.
Right.
So this can be brochures, packaging, websites. This can be. So this is a little more fun.
Yes.
Because I think these are a little bit more accepting.
Right.
So I think our whole trash or timeless might be just more so do we like it or not type
Yeah,
idea.
I think you're right. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yes.
So, graphic design trend 2024.
Yep.
Bold minimalism. But I
Yeah.
like it.
Yes.
See, that's what I did.
Yes.
I was like, what? Wait, that
It
actually is
makes
cool.
sense. Yes.
Right? It makes sense. You know why? this has been what our whole look has been about.
Is
always.
all that.
It's always been
big
bold fonts,
Yep.
you know, but very minimal bullshit around it.
Yeah.
This is bold minimalism.
Yes.
So take that little airy font in the middle and make it
just
extra
huge.
bold,
Yeah.
make it huge,
Yeah.
make it take up 2/3 of the space and make it scream. I love
Yes.
that. Here's one. Number 3, okay? Graphic design trend for 2024. Remember before when they would do big block pixels,
Yes.
color blocks, bigger images? That's making a comeback. And some of the shit that I saw looked really cool.
I did see a couple of logos that I thought were kind of interesting. A couple of graphics with the pixels. Interesting.
It is interesting,
Yes.
right? I kind of like the way this looks.
Yeah.
Again, do I think it's a trend? I definitely think it's trendy.
Totally a trend.
Totally
Yep.
a trend
Yep.
because again, we saw this, we lived this through. But I think we're at the beginning of this again. It's coming back. It's recycling.
Yeah.
So I'm up for this.
Yes,
So
I'm
this
down.
is a trend.
That's
It's
trend.
a trend.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that would fall in the trash category. But I like this trend.
Yes.
Because I like the way it looks
Yes.
when it's used right.
Right,
So
exactly.
bring this bad boy on
Yeah.
for layouts and design.
So it's trash, but it's also
That's kind of like a
timeless.
cool trash, right? Oh, it's not timeless.
Oh, it's
Because
not
again,
timeless.
in a
Right.
couple of years,
These are-
it's like,
yeah,
oh
it'll
shit,
be-
I'm sick and
it'll
tired
be
of seeing
gone.
that everywhere. All right, ready? Number 4.
Okay.
I already know what the answer of this is going to be. Okay, if this is if this is timeless or trashy, but fluorescence, baby. Fluorescent colors are making a comeback.
Shut up.
We're talking bright, bold 80s colors. We're talking the fluorescent yellows, like your fucking highlighter, okay? Your bright orange. Okay, my jacket. I've got that jacket,
Yes.
right? This shit is making a comeback. Now, this is difficult in the sense that, it looks great everywhere it is, but it's difficult to replicate in some cases,
Totally,
right?
yes.
But because everything is so digital, it totally
works.
lends itself to
big
this,
time,
right?
big time.
So again, this is a trend, a graphic design trend that there's no question, in my opinion, it's a trashy trend.
Yeah.
But I like
It's
this
a
one.
great because we lived through it.
We lived through
and I get to look through my closet and dig out my hot pink Varney shirt.
Oh, the Varney. I used to have an Ocean Pacific ski
Yes,
jacket.
yes.
It was like white with
It was
the
puffy.
bright blue
Yeah.
neon fluorescent sleeves
That
and the
shit
green.
was huge back
dude,
then.
and
that's
so-
coming back.
It's coming back,
I
baby.
love it.
And again, it's coming back in both print and digital. So
Wow.
embrace that. If you can do that. Remember we talked about the bright, bold colors for
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, that's not surprising that fluorescents are
that's-
going to be, falling right behind
That's
that.
huge. Yeah.
Right? So... All right. With that being said, 2024 then is also, and we talked about this in the logo side, but the dynamic color palettes. So of course we got fluorescence.
Yep.
But now let's say you don't want to use fluorescence.
Yep.
Well, I think with how fast tech has been going lately,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just everybody's embracing this cyberpunk synthwave,
Right.
future techno, whatever you want to call it, and you're seeing all these bright, bold color palettes everywhere, right? And I appreciate that.
Yes.
I think it's maybe a personality flaw, but I like big, bold, bright stuff.
Totally.
So I'm good with this.
Yeah.
So again, absolutely 100% total trash.
Yep.
But I like it.
Great.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
this one's good. Have fun with
Yes.
this one, guys. Number 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is interesting. Doodle art.
Yes.
So I think
Interesting.
everybody universally now hates
The
ugly
fucking-
little fucking
yeah.
characters
Yep.
pretending to work. They don't have a face.
Yep,
They
and
have
they're
weird
just-
bodies.
We've used them. We've overused them.
Everybody
so much.
hates it, right?
Yes, exactly.
So what was that called again? I actually wrote that down. Oh, corporate Memphis. That's
Corporate
it.
Memphis,
Corporate
right.
Memphis. So
Memphis.
anyway, everybody's sick and tired of seeing that, and everybody wants to see that go. And I think the custom doodles or the doodle art is what's going to happen, right? So what's happening is brands are now making their own custom doodles, their own little figures. And again, they're so easy to do it. You can you can find somebody who's just a doodle artist and they'll just draw that up for you in minutes, right?
Yeah.
Like it is so accessible now, let alone the fact that chances are most graphic designers could probably doodle themselves
I was
some art.
gonna say, like, it's almost kind of like one of those literally a retro thing where you go back in time to when you were 8 years old and drawing Star
wouldn't
Wars
that be
stuff.
fun? Yeah.
and kind of translate it into that. Like,
The nice thing about this is that, corporate Memphis, everybody had.
Yes.
So no brand could differentiate themselves from somebody else.
That's right. You've seen this stuff in different brands all over.
Absolutely,
right?
right?
Same stock photography.
This is a little different because this allows people to kind of express their own unique, create their own unique doodles, add their own brand flavor to it. And even though, and I'm just going to, spoiler alert, this is a fucking trashy trend. It is useful in a short term because it will allow brands to differentiate themselves in a campaign versus the competitors.
Yes.
I've already seen some people copying each other and almost creating like very similar doodles. I can see that happening. But if people can create their own unique doodle with their style to it, it's a great way to tell stories, inject a little bit of, human into their brand. I think it's got potential.
I think this is good. I must say I'm very excited about this. I think this is kind of cool.
It's kind of cool.
This could be the birth of something interesting, right?
Doodle art.
Yeah, look at
my
that.
T-shirt.
Exactly.
That's pretty funny. All right. Number 7, graphic design trend for 2024.
All right.
Serifs for the second year in a row.
Did we not do this podcast already?
Apparently, serif fonts are still trying to make a comeback. They're still trying, guys. They're
Good
still
on
trying.
ya. Go, serifs.
In all fairness, I'm seeing more of them show up in brands on social, mostly in B2C. I think it's very, very, audience centric, right? It has markets, it seems. And, but I am seeing more of them slowly. I don't think it's as big of a trend as they thought it was going to be last year.
Yes.
And I don't think it'll be as big next year. Hey, who knows? Maybe they got a chance in 2025. I don't know. Go for it, serifs.
It's your year, 2025, serifs. It would be nice to... I would like to use those better.
Yeah.
Like with the sans serif, man. Lights out.
Yeah.
You know, I know every. I can work that shit, but the
almost seems like it always
the serifs are just like, they're so fancy, and they just don't seem.
It doesn't seem like there's more casual serif, right? It's always very beauty oriented or fancy or something. Like I'd like to say casual serif.
Yes. And we're not really.
These are casual serif. Somebody put on a pair of track pants on this serif font, okay? Make it casual. I just want a serif to go for a coffee with. I don't want to have to take the serif out for a fucking lobster dinner every single night of the week, okay? Throw on some track pants. Let's go have a coffee.
You just see your Craigslist ad looking for sans serif one night only.
Are you kidding?
Serifs, I mean.
That would be a sans serif with fake serifs taped onto it. That dirty sans serif.
Hey, wait, you're not sans serif.
That was random.
Awesome. That was really good. Oh my god.
Holy shit. All right, number 8. Okay. And I do think that this is a cool trend that I've been seeing lately. But I'm sorry, spoiler alert. Trend. Collages.
Oh yeah.
I'm seeing them.
Love them.
We even pitched it, and we got a sustainability report for a customer with it on the cover. Yeah. Because it was like trying to show them something unique, something different that incorporates a whole bunch of different ideas into one image. We showed them a collage. We incorporated a retro picture of them, plus some foliage, plus some actual stock photography, clip something, put it together. They loved it.
They loved it.
And we incorporated that throughout the entire report, and it was like a 90-page report. But, it was, and again, it worked for us.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing more of them. They're hard to do.
Yes.
I think if you can do a great collage, I think there's gold in that if you can.
Wow.
I know. But I mean, oddly, I'm seeing more of it. And, there's a great poster designer I follow on Instagram, and her posters are all like, they're crazy, they always look like they're incredible collages. I do see that coming as a trend, but I think they're really hard to do. So good on the people who are doing them.
Yeah.
I think it's hot. And I think, it has probably a couple more years worth of, trend behind it.
Yeah.
Really cool if you can pull it off.
Yeah.
But I think there'll come a point where everybody's going to get tired of looking at them. But right now, I don't think it's there yet. I don't think we've had anywhere near critical mass.
That's great.
So although trashy trend, I'm happy to see this one. I want to watch this one go through because there's some really creative shit that comes out with these. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, ready? Graphic design trend for 2024. Playfulness. And I know that sounds silly.
I'm fun.
Think about it. We've got bright colors. We've got bold minimalism. We're like, heck, we even have a push to serifs to make them cool. All this combined, is kind of like screaming for give us some really fun shit.
Yes.
And I think, the gloves are off.
Yeah.
And, I think people are going to be a little bit more courageous.
Yeah.
Right? I read it. I saw it in a few different places. I was like, yeah, I can see that. I'm already seeing, people in this year, like kind of bolding up their stuff, making things a little bit more fun and entertaining. I can see that actually pushing through to next year. I wish I could say that should be a forever thing.
Yes.
But I don't think the market could handle always playfulness.
Probably not. Yeah. We've got to, again, the pendulum has to swing back and forth, right? We got to go back to brutalism, which is a thing, again, neo-brutalism. But I don't want to tip my hand here or anything like that. But anyway, continue on. Yes.
No. I think so. Playfulness, again, I think with doodles, with colors, with everything that we talked about, apparently next year we're going to be seeing a lot more playful design work.
Wonderful. Bring it on.
I say so, right? Let's make it fun again.
Yes.
Let's bring back the fun. Ready for this one?
Okay.
Stickers. Sticker design. And I don't mean stickers on a laptop because, God, that's awesome. Having your laptops, totally sticker.
Yeah.
But no, I mean stickers. We're talking like sticker design elements. So you have an ad, you have a layout, and then all of a sudden you have a new on top of it, a sticker that says new, or a big sticker here that's like, hey, for more information.
Yeah.
It's just like almost layered.
Yeah.
To kind of create like almost this whole hodgepodge of an image, and I'm seeing so much of that.
Interesting.
I think it's great.
That's
I think
awesome.
and it's never meant to look like it's part of the artwork. It always seems like it's a step above or another layer above. Or on
literally
top.
stuck on.
It is so fun. I'm liking it. Right.
It's great.
And I'm seeing more of it, and that was a trend. And I was like, okay, I'm curious to see if that actually comes.
That's a great trend.
So that's a big one. Maximalism for next year. Okay, maximalism, anti-design, brutalism, just basically taking a whole bunch of shit, putting it all together on the same page. Smack it. It is, where good design embraces less is more. Maximalism is more is more.
More is more.
This kind of feels like it goes in line with everything else, the dynamic color palettes, the doodles, everybody, the layering, the collage. It's kind of like work. I think 2024 is going to be a busy fucking year. Let me tell you.
Well, bring that shit on.
Yeah, I think that's pretty damn cool, right?
It's pretty awesome. Yeah. Yes.
And last but not least, AI. Plain and simple, right? You're seeing AI art. Yeah. You're seeing AI images. Whether you're using Adobe Stock, whether you're using Getty, iStock, Deposit, it doesn't even matter. You're seeing clear as day AI images in these, they're everywhere.
A ton of them now.
Right?
Yes.
And how much I'm using it, to create images, it's incredible, right? It's all around us. And so I think, is this going to be a trend or is this the new thing? That's the big question.
Here we go. Dovetailing from what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
This is here. This is not going anywhere.
Exactly.
So
I don't even think this didn't even have a chance to be a trend.
Right.
It came so fast. It steamrolled everything.
Yep.
And it's, it's only going to get better and better and better, which is crazy as fuck.
I know.
But, you're seeing it everywhere. So, I mean, again, huge. I can't say it's a trendy trash. I have to say it's here to stay. It's plateaued. It's I don't want to say it's timeless because that almost gives it too much credit. But this is the new norm.
Yeah.
And, AI art, AI stock photography, AI images, and this shit's here to stay.
Yes. I've got a little list here if you're interested in doing a quick round.
Sean's got a list.
Yes.
Sean has got a list.
And we've talked about some of these, but I just think these are kind of interesting.
All right, let's do this.
So ready?
Let's do this, Sean.
This is a rapid fire round. Okay. AI surrealism.
Oh, totally trending. But that goes in line with what we were talking about.
That's right. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Neo-brutalism.
Oh, neo-brutalism. I saw that on my list.
Yeah.
I think that's totally in line with maximalism.
That's it.
Anti-design.
Exactly.
So that's trending for next year.
Retrofuturism. No, I know.
I know.
Think of old science fiction covers.
I think that's
and stuff
great.
Like that.
I love seeing that. I have never been bored personally of seeing that since that's just kind of a personal interest.
I know.
But I think some of the world might think they're kitschy cool.
Yes.
So I think it might be trashy trendy.
It's very trashy trendy because because rock stars are on it. I see Greta Van Fleet posters with this kind of stuff. No. I think it's good. But they were always kind of in a disposable arena, right?
Yes, they were.
But it's also kind of good. Geometric patterns, which I think we talked about. Here's one I got for you. Art Deco is coming back.
Art Deco is coming back.
Do you remember the Rocketeer back in 1991?
I loved that.
Remember
I thought
poster?
it was so cool.
Right.
And was that other one the big friendly giant or what? Didn't that also have an Art
the
Deco?
Iron Giant.
The Iron Giant
Right.
also, right?
Yes.
I think so. Again, I have always been a fan of Art Deco.
Yeah.
And I
It's
think
great.
it's a classic design that always attracts attention when done properly.
Yes.
So although I think it might get through the ringer.
Yeah.
Next year,
I
people are
think it
going to
might.
try to make it trendy.
Yeah.
But I always appreciate a really nice Art Deco poster. Oh my God, some of my favorite old racing posters were Art Deco posters.
Yes, I know the one you're talking about. I get
several.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very happy about that one.
And I'm also thinking like I've seen it done on like beer cans and things like that.
Cool.
Done very well. Like
Yes.
it works perfectly on that. Okay,
I'm
so
game.
that's
I'm game.
Yeah. I mentioned this with Massimo Vignelli, bubble typography. This is going to be a thing.
No,
I saw.
I don't think
It's
bubble
terrible.
photography is a thing. No,
No, it's not.
No. They tried this last year and it failed miserably. I do
Exactly.
not want to see bubble letters. I remember Alan. Our boy Alan Pierce was showing me some bubble letters he was trying, and I'm like, dude, they're bubble letters.
It just doesn't work.
Just don't.
I know.
do not. They do. They don't have a place in design.
They don't.
They don't. I'm
They
sorry.
absolutely do. And I saw one that was almost kind of cool.
Yep.
But no.
No.
You know what I mean?
Nope.
Like it's just
Nope,
like if you-
refuse.
how good do you have to be to make something
Refuse.
that is refuse? This is a great one. Inclusive visuals. With diverse.
No, you know
people.
what? I don't think there's enough of that. And
This should not be a trend.
this should not be a trend, but
This
I
should
can
be-
see it being a
it
trend
totally is.
because
Yeah.
we've struggled to find indigenous people. We've struggled to find visible minorities. We have struggled with a lot of stock photography. So I have noticed in the past few months there being an uprising. I don't want to say
an
uprising,
uptick.
but uptick.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot more, which is good because
Yes.
I mean we've always struggled trying to find
Yes.
ethnically diverse stock photography.
Right.
And I have noticed that I've seen a lot more in the past few months than I
Yes.
have in the past few years.
Exactly.
So good.
Yeah, no, I think this is good. And also I would like to put more able-bodied people in there. Or,
That is still hard to see. I know.
Disabled
Yeah,
people. I don't know how to say
I don't know what to say
Yeah.
properly, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
People
You know
who
what I mean.
might be
Yes.
a little bit more
challenged, like wheelchair bound or
Jeez.
physically challenged.
Yes,
Is-
I know.
is
I
that-
don't even know what the right
I'm
word.
sorry.
And we love you all.
I absolutely am sorry.
We're not sure what is the right, but
I'm old.
you're right in the
Yeah.
sense that
There should be
you're
more of
right.
that kind of
They're
thing.
absolutely. I saw a Barbie commercial about 3 weeks ago with my daughter, and it had a little girl in a wheelchair.
Nice.
I was so fucking happy.
That's
I was
awesome.
just like,
Yes.
that's amazing. And
Yes.
why has it taken us so long
Yes.
to get to that point? This is fucking 2023.
This is 2023.
and that was the first time I've seen it in a
Yes.
public and I was just like,
Yes.
like why?
Yeah.
Why 2023? Why not 2013 or
this should
2003?
Because we grew up with this kind of stuff.
Are you telling me that children who don't have the same physical capabilities as other children can't play with the same toys?
Exactly.
So I was very proud with Mattel, but I was
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, good for you guys.
Yeah.
I wish I saw 20 more years, but 20 years ago,
Yes.
I wish it wasn't a trend. I
Yeah.
wish inclusivity wasn't a thing that people were trying. And maybe it isn't for them now. Maybe it's the new norm, but
Yes.
it should have been like 20 years ago.
It should have been a long. Yeah,
That's
this
too
is a
deep
long
for
time
this
coming.
episode, but
yeah,
yes.
we really are. Yeah. This one's funny because I've tried this already. Faceless imagery. So somebody cut off at the mouth, and one of our clients was like, "Well, why is the person's head cut off?" But I was ahead of the trend.
I remember like using stock photography,
Yep.
photo disc. One of the first photo discs I ever bought, and we're talking when Z Factor started. So like 1999,
Oh, geez,
2000.
that's old
So
school.
that disc cost me like $400 and
Yeah.
it only had 40 images on it. But It had that. It had people cropped, their faces cropped, this, that, and a bald guy with his nose cut like from here up. And dude, it was like, and he was on a white background, and it was just so hot back then.
Yes.
So yes, that's trending, dude. If that's coming back, yeah.
You know, you just dug up a memory.
Oh, nice.
That's exactly it. I remember that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, it was a thing, right?
Shit.
How cool is that?
That is great. Well, that is going to be a trend, and authentic imagery, which is cool. It's like your dog. Imagine taking a picture of your dog and putting them on a website or something like that.
So
like it's legit.
We had a customer who had asked for a picture that represented his clientele, and I kept on trying to find stock photography, but the problem is stock photography. Everybody looks clean, nice, showered.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I want something like this. He grabbed something from Google, I swear, and it was a dude who had a beer in his hand in front of what looked to be a decrepit log cabin. And he's like, this is our clientele. Make it look like this. I've been struggling for 2 weeks. I've been trying to find an image. This doesn't exist. I can't find a dude with a beer in his hand looking like he came off the Trailer Park Boys. Oh.
And it's so simple, right?
It's so simple.
It's like, okay, hillbilly chic.
Hillbilly chic. Oh,
that
damn,
is
dude.
hilarious. Oh my god, that was really good. Wow.
I think the key is not to take them too serious.
Right. And yes,
take a step back and realize it's not you, and you don't have to try to conform.
Yes.
Stick to good design principles.
That's right.
And you will always prevail. Good design always prevails.
That's right.
I don't care what's trending. I don't care. Maybe there might be that short uptick. The long-term gain, of using good quality design versus trends is massive. You never see companies like the big companies like the Adidas and the Nikes follow trends. They set those fucking trends.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, guys, don't get too hard up on trying to follow this and keeping up with it. Just keep up with your principles, keep up with good design, keep learning, okay, not following, and you will prevail.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes. This
Done.
is true. Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Fuck trends.
Fuck trends. They're trashy. All right, everybody.
Okay,
by all means, I hope you found something valuable in this. I hope you liked, not hated this too much. You can hate the trends, just don't hate the designers or the people who are telling you what the trends are for next year. All right.
Yes.
Join us on social media, please. Share your thoughts, your likes. Hit us up on YouTube, and by all means, drop us a line on social, drop us a line on our website. We try to get back to everybody, even if it is going to be a little bit delayed. So please be patient, but we will get back to you. Got some great stories about angry designers, succeeding, getting jobs, getting their dream job, ending up in a better place than when they were started. And you know what? We love hearing that shit. So please share that. It kind of keeps this fire going.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah, that's great. Especially when I walk into your office and you're creating a desk picture of us.
Oh, you like that, right? Yeah. If anybody wants a picture of Sean and I in a frame, we'll gladly email it to you, okay? Print that out, put it on your desktop.
Yeah, that's right.
You know who to think of.
We're behind you. We're behind you or beside you, whatever you like. Yeah.
All right, everybody. My name is Massimo.
My name is Sean.
Stay creative.
And stay angry.
And stay trendy, please.
Stay trendy.